Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for tonight's coverage of the Thunderstruck SamAllyCo Late Model Series. Tonight, these late models will be taking on Stafford Speedway for 100 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight's event. My name is Atlee Luis, and I'm excited to call every second of tonight's short track racing action. Now, last week we were at South Boston in a relatively clean race where we only saw 2 cautions and no lead changes. Dylan Bates started on the pole, led from flag to flag, all 100. That was his 3rd win of the season. 2nd was John Bennett. 3rd was Kiernan Church. Finishing 4th was Corey Bigley. And rounding out your top 5, that was Jason Lottridge. So after the events of South Boston, it's been a pretty dominant season for Dylan Bates. He is your point standings leader. He's got 3 wins this season at Myrtle Beach, Southern National, and South Boston. And 2nd place, Kiernan Church. He is 24 points behind him. So it will take a lot for Kiernan Church to be able to catch up to Dylan Bates. Although, I will say this, Dylan Bates is not in the session tonight. So that could play a factor. We shall see. Tyler Rice is 3rd in points. He is 33 points back from Dylan Bates. He's got a win this season at Lanier. 4th is Eric Tracy, 39 points back. He has 1 win at USA. And rounding out the top 5 in points, that is Josh Oswald. He is 42 points back from the point standings lead. Other point standings leaders, or other winners this season include Elliot Carlson. He won at Oswego, and Corey Bigley got it done at Langley. Now, proud sponsor, title sponsor of the Thunderstruck Late Model Series is SamAllyCo. SamAllyCo is your one-stop shop for great gifts. You can find a wide variety of artful and expressive candles, graphic tees, and mugs on their easy-to-navigate website. SamAllyCo also offers PC builds and repairs for those in the Fort Wayne area. Check out their website, SamAlly.com. Link is in the description for all of your great gifts. And with the holiday season coming up, everybody's frantically buying gifts. So if you're looking for something to give your loved one at a good and affordable price, then SamAlly.com is the place to go. Go check out SamAllyCo, SamAlly.com. As we wind down practice, Corey Bigley is on the top of the board with a 19.40. 2nd is Kiernan Church. She's 300ths back with a 19.43. 3rd on the board is Aaron Abendroth with a 19.46. And 4th, John Bennett, rounding out your top 5 on the board. That is Josh Oswald. So Corey Bigley, top of the board, looking for win number 2 on the season. Got it done at Langley 2 races ago. But now he is trying to win at a different track here at Stafford Speedway. Very odd, unique track. Turns 1 and 2 is a very tricky corner. So is 3 and 4, to be honest with you. I will say this, it is kind of a one-groove track, so it's going to be very difficult to pass tonight. I expect to see a lot of drivers using the bumper to make moves in this one. So winding down, drivers making some last-minute adjustments. The main tool in their toolbox is going to be that brake bias adjustment. They'll be messing with that all throughout the race, along with, before qualifying, just to make sure that it is feeling exactly how they want it to do when they are under braking. If they need it to turn, they can adjust it. If they need it to tighten up and not brake so loose as they get into the brakes, they can adjust that brake bias as well. As we wind down, Corey Bigley is on the top of the board with a 19.40. And he will finish off as the top of the board in practice, but it's impossible to win practice. Everything that happened here in practice, it'll help you, but You'll just have to apply what it learned and doesn't give you any points. So the real name of the game is going to be coming up right here with qualifying. This is where you really want to show up and show out. So here we go. Qualifying underway. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time, and that will determine where they will start in the feature event. Going for the pole, last week's pole winner was Dylan Bates. He is not in the session tonight, so we will have another pole winner here tonight. And there's Aaron Abendroth going for the pole. He is back after a hiatus last week, looking to get things done. Brandon Wallace going for the pole. Sam Wetstein out there as well, trying to see what he can do. And it's Aaron Abendroth to the top of the board with a 19.58. John Bennett second with a 19.60. Sam Wetstein third with a 19.88. Right now, Bennett is a 10th off of Abendroth. Wetstein about 4/10 off of Abendroth. Can Bennett improve on lap number 2? There he is crossing the start-finish line. Yes, he does, to a 19.59, now only 900ths off of Abendroth. Sam Wetstein jumps up to third as Oswald overtook him for a little bit. He ran a 19.65. That puts him about a 10th off of Abendroth. Josh Oswald goes up to second with a 19.56, putting him 600ths off of Abendroth. So he will slow down after that lap. There's Elliot Carlson, winner at Oswego, trying to get it done tonight here at Stafford. Here is his qualifying run. Car number 09. Finished 8th last week. Definitely looking to try to improve on that. First lap, 20.69. But that was his throwaway lap. That lap, all its purpose was to build up speed here for this second lap. And will it do just that? It does gain some speed, 19.77, but that will put him 7th on the board, about 3/10 off of Abendroth. Tyler Rice goes to 5th on the board with a 19.70. He had the fastest lap time of the race last week at South Boston, but he ultimately finished in the 6th place spot after starting in 6th. He was the number 6. Couldn't have worked out better than that. Numerically, obviously, he was probably disappointed that he couldn't finish higher in the field. Corey Bigley going for the pole. He qualified top 3 and 3rd last week, trying to improve on that here tonight. And first lap, he goes top of the board with a 19.46. That puts him 300ths ahead of Aaron Abendroth. That was only his first lap. Most drivers are faster on the second. Can he pick up on that? There he is off of 2. Gasses up. Off of 4, excuse me. And he will pick up, but only minutely. So there's one last driver that could potentially grab the pole, trying to stop Corey Bigley from grabbing the pole. That is Kieran Church. Qualified 2nd last week, 1 spot short of the pole, and the only driver that qualified higher than him was Dylan Bates. Dylan Bates not here tonight. So all eyes are on Kieran Church, driver number 22. Still searching for his first win of the season, has come close so many times. Tonight could be the night. Some track position, good qualifying run would definitely help. And first lap, he goes to the top of the board with a 19.45. Less than 100th ahead of Corey Bigley. Can he pick up any on lap number 2? There he is, off the corner. And no, he slows up about 400ths. But Kieran Church getting that track position. He will start on the pole for tonight's feature event. Let's quickly talk about the track that we are running at tonight, Stafford Speedway. Built in 1870 for horse racing before automobile racing, Stafford Speedway traces the modified lineage back to the very beginning of this track and stock car racing. Not as flashy and fancy as the half miles that the Cup Sit cars go to today, but this busy oval can still put on a fantastic show full of action for the fans and intense competition for the drivers. It's got 9 degrees banking in turns 1 and 2, and 7.5 degrees banking in turns 3 and 4, 2 degrees banking on the straightaways. So turns 1 and 2 and turns 3 and 4 are not identical. It's not an identical oval. Both corners are a little bit different. You have to drive them differently, so that poses a little bit of an extra challenge. It is known as the home of the SK Modified. Seating capacity of 10,000, and of course we are taking it on in the car's late model stock cars. They are the newest late model stock vehicle that has replaced the old Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS's. The car's late model stock is a 500 horsepower V8 roaring beast for many short tracks and mile oval tracks throughout the southeast. The car is double arm suspension with coilover shocks and springs combined with the truck arm and track bar, giving it the stability, agility, and proper turn and needed to get around the tight short tracks and wider mile oval tracks with relative ease. The car also features a 4-speed manual transmission with 475 foot-pounds of torque, giving it some serious muscle out on the track. And in real life, definitely put on a show. Big late model stock car event this weekend with the South Carolina 400 at Florence Motor Speedway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to be in that race, bringing back for the first time since the early 2000s the Bud number 8 paint scheme. Finally got the licensing for it. That'll be cool to see. But as we wrap up the warm-up, Corey Bigley on the top of the board with a 19.50. Second is Kieran Church with a 19.51. I have a feeling that those two are going to be putting up quite the fight for this win here tonight at Stafford. They were close in qualifying, close here in the warm-up. They were close in practice. This should be fun. So here we go. The field is set. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 19.452 scorched knot lap time. That's the 22 Velocity Motorsports driver of Kieran Church. On his outside, that's Corey Bigley in the 28. Third is the 65 of Aaron Abendroth. Fourth is Velocity Motorsports' Josh the Jet Oswald in the 17. And rounding out your top 5 is the 08 of John Bennett. Sixth is Velocity Motorsports' Sam Wetstein in the 98. Seventh is the 6 Oval Addicts driver of Tyler Rice. Eighth is Reaper Racing's Brandon Wallace in the 89. Ninth is the 12 Reaper Racing driver of William the Griffdozer Griffith. And rounding out your top 10, it's Elliot Carlson in the 09. 11th is the 99 of Aaron Ward. And rounding out the field in 12th, it's Highside Racing's Chris Reese in the 62. So here we go. Your front row, Kieran Church and Corey Bigley. Corey Bigley does have a win this season, won at Langley, but as for Kieran Church, he is still looking to try to get the monkey off of his back this season. He has finished second and third so many times. He finished third last week at South Boston, but he has just continued to come up short. So Kieran hoping that tonight is the night that he can secure his first win of the season here in the Thunderstruck SamAllyCo Late Model Series. But other drivers also looking to try to get their first wins are Aaron Abendroth, Josh Oswald, and John Bennett. All of them will definitely be putting up a fight. Also keep your eye out on Smokin' Sam Wetstein. So here we go. Green flag is in the air, and your late model stock car feature is underway here at Stafford. Kieran Church trying to get clear of Corey Bigley right away for this race lead. He has been able to, Bigley tries to tuck down in line into second, makes contact with Abendroth, but he will be able to shut the door as they head into 3 and 4. So there's Abendroth tucking in line into third. The battle is on for fourth between John Bennett and Josh Oswald, and Bennett will clear the 17 as they head into turns 1 and 2. So now we look to the battle for first. There's Corey Bigley looking low on the backstretch. He will keep it behind the 22 for the time being. And right there as well is Aaron Abendroth. You could throw a blanket over your top 3 right now. Who can make the move first? Aaron Abendroth is the fastest late model on the track right now. Last time by, he ran a 19.69. But I feel like right now he's just letting the top 2 fight it out and just waiting for either Bigley or Church to make a mistake, and then he will be right there to pounce. Now that time by, Corey Bigley was the fastest late model on the track with a 19.59. He's trying to find a way by Kiernan Church to get to that first place spot. But Church doing a good job being defensive so far, holding off Church. But Bigley, big run into turns 1 and 2, keeping it right on the back bumper of Church. He's there down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4, looks low, running that apron. There is a little bit of an apron that you can utilize in both corners if you need help turning. And so far we've seen Corey Bigley certainly take advantage of that to try to slip underneath Kiernan Church. This track is a lot like Langley, where Corey Bigley did get his win, where it's got very low banking, flat as a pancake, very hard to pass. Takes a lot of skill to set up and execute a pass, and that's what Corey Bigley is trying to do right now. Just looking to see what Church is doing, looking at his line, looking at maybe where he's given up that bottom. And that's where Bigley's going to want to try to adjust how he's driving to take advantage of that. Big run into 1 and 2. Trying to get to that back bumper bar. Your top 2 are starting to get away from Aaron Abendroth. And there's Bigley. Looks low into 1 and 2. Can he get to that left rear quarter panel? Not quite yet. Kiernan Church continues to hang on to that 4th place spot, but he cannot take a breath for a second because Corey Bigley continues to mount the pressure. Again, a big run down the front stretch into 1 and 2. All over the back bumper, they make contact, but that hurt Bigley more than help him. Aaron Abendroth now looking low down the backstretch. He thinks better of sending it in the 3 and 4. He tucks behind Corey Bigley. So Bigley tried to go for the bump and run. That got him all cattywampus. And so now he will have to regroup and try to track Kiernan Church back down for this race lead. Now Aaron Abendroth trying to take advantage of that mistake made by Bigley and get by him. He's starting to reel Kiernan Church back in for this race lead. But good job on both drivers' parts for hanging on to it, not spinning out, not bringing out a caution. We stay green flag racing because both of them were able to hang on to that. But especially Kiernan Church, who got very out of sorts. Bigley did too, but it was less pronounced. He was able to save it. The only thing that really hurt him was just that loss of momentum. But Kiernan Church, you could see him visibly getting sideways from the hit from Corey Bigley. So now Bigley has tracked him back down. He drives it hard into turns 1 and 2. Looking low off the corner. He gets to his left rear. They are side by side down the backstretch. Bigley with the nose through 3 and 4. He motors off the corner trying to get clear of Church. Kiernan holding his own on that outside lane. But there's Bigley able to shut the door off of 2, and this will open the door now for Aaron Abendroth to try to get to that 2nd place spot. He looks down low as they head into 3 and 4. Abendroth with the nose off the corner. They remain side by side. Church keeping it up, but as they exit off of 2, Abendroth shuts the door and takes full possession of that 2nd place spot. So Kiernan Church falling from 1st to 3rd. He'll have to regroup and decide what's the course of action from here. Elsewhere, we see Sam Wetstein and William Griffith battling for the 6th place spot. Right now, Wetstein has the nose on the bottom, and he clears Griffith for that 6th place spot. So now he will try to track down Elliott Carlson for 5th. Wetstein would love to get a top 5 as he tries to get back into the top 5 in points. Here is John Bennett trying to get by Josh Oswald for this 10th place position. Bennett all over Oswald's back bumper as they head into 3 and 4. Oswald doing a good job being defensive. Both of them probably riding here in the back right now, saving tires so they can maybe make a charge at the front as we get to the later stages of this race. But as it stands right now, Corey Bigley with a 7/10, now 8/10 lead over Aaron Abendroth at the moment. There you can see that gap there, but Corey Bigley, once he got the lead from Church, he has just ran away from the rest of the field, or at least he's ran away from 3rd on back. Aaron Abendroth is keeping it kind of close, but Kieran Church is already 2 seconds behind Corey Bigley. So we'll see how he can manage this gap. He's got to be careful. Corey needs to just make sure that he doesn't burn off his tires too early, too quick. Make sure that he still has some tread left to race it out at the end. But Bigley, very good at saving tires. I have no doubt that he will still have something left there at the end of this race. Here we got Josh Oswald trying to get by Brandon Wallace for 9th. He is able to do so, and John Bennett doing the same, goes underneath the 89. And yes, he is able to get by him. So now John Bennett in hot pursuit of Josh Oswald for this 9th place spot. We'll see what Bennett can do. Further ahead of them, it's William Griffith and Chris Reese for this 7th place spot. Chris trying to get that green car into the top 5. And he'll be one step closer if he gets by William Griffith for 7th. He's got to get by him first, and that's, trying to find out what Griffith is doing differently, how he can make this pass. We are a quarter of the way through this one, a little over a quarter. There's lap 27 out of 100, and so we're going to do a quick flyby through the field right now to see where your favorite driver is running. Corey Bigley is currently in the lead with Aaron Abendroth in 2nd. Kieran Church is in 3rd with Tyler Rice currently running 4th at the moment. 5th is Elliott Carlson. 6th, Sam Wetstein. 7th is Chris Reese. Not far behind him is William Griffith. And 9th, that is Josh Oswald. And rounding out your top 10, John Bennett. 11th is Brandon Wallace. And in 12th, trying to stay on the lead lap right now, that is Aaron Ward. So Corey Bigley right now, still about 7/10 lead over Aaron Abendroth at the moment. Again, just got to be mindful that he's just taking care of those tires. Here's Josh Oswald trying to get by William Griffith for this 8th place spot. Getting closer and closer to that back bumper. We see John Bennett is there as well. Making this the battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. There goes Oswald below Griffith. It's almost like he just conceded that position to both Oswald and John Bennett. So that'll knock Griffith down to 10th. So there's Oswald currently in 8th. He's got John Bennett right behind him. Since we started keeping track of Oswald and Bennett, they've just kept on working their way up through the field. Well, both of them staying close to each other. What can John Bennett do? We see he's keeping those left side tires on that apron, trying to get some rotation to slip underneath that 17. And we've seen a lot of drivers utilizing that apron so far in this one, and it is definitely another good tool in your toolbox. If your car needs some rotation, you can put some left side tires on the white line and for a little bit of grip, and then below it for an even more extreme amount of grip, and that can help, or rotation, that can de-wedge the car, help you to turn. John Bennett right now just really hoping that he can use that to get by that 17 machine. Elliott Carlson is starting to track down Tyler Rice for position number 4. Last time by, Carlson ran his personal best lap time of the race, as he slowly gets bigger and bigger in the rearview mirror of that 6 car. Tyler Rice doing a good job managing that gap. Carlson hasn't gained too much time on him. So he watches Carlson, and so far in this race, it's definitely looked like it's been hard to pass. Corey Bigley did a good job getting by Kieran Church, but other than that, it's definitely been a little bit tricky for these drivers to make moves. And the only way we've seen a lot of drivers be able to do something is just using that front bumper. First, you got to just try to adjust your line and do what you can do to at least get to that bumper. Then you can worry about giving the bump and run. So Elliott Carlson, Tyler Rice for position number 4 right now. Both of them winners this season. Tyler Rice won at Lanier, and Elliott Carlson got it done at Oswego. So both in the top 5 in position to try to get their second wins of the season. If either of them gets it done, we see Aaron Ward goes down a lap. So Corey Bigley has now caught some lap traffic, or at least that's Aaron Ward first for the time being. He'll have some more to deal with later, but Aaron Abendroth could try to use that to his advantage when he continues to catch more of lap traffic, but for the time being it was just Aaron Ward. Looks like it didn't pose any kind of issue for Corey Bigley. As we watch Tyler Rice and Elliott Carlson. No, I don't think they'll catch Aaron Ward anytime soon. Because these two are about 12 seconds back from the race leader. So they've got to be careful that they keep it close enough where they won't go a lap down. Next 3 drivers that are a threat of going a lap down is Josh Oswald, William Griffith, and Brandon Wallace. I'm sure they're definitely aware of that, watching the relative, seeing how close Corey Bigley is, and making sure that they don't get caught a lap down. We continue to watch Tyler Rice and Elliot Carlson. And both drivers Carlson being very patient, not forcing a move on Rice, just continuing to save those tires so he's got something to work with at the end of this one. And there you can kind of see the run that these guys, or the line that these guys are running. If you're in 3 and 4, it's your normal short track corner, you know, wrapping the bottom. But through 1 and 2, you're kind of letting the car float up a little bit. So there is Rice clipping the bottom. Kind of ran about a groove up in the center of the corner, and then he kind of cuts it back down. Yeah, just a really funny track this place is, so... We are currently halfway through this one. Corey Bigley remains your race leader. He's got about a second lead over Aaron Abendroth right now. And here's another flyby through the field to see where your favorite driver is running. Corey Bigley is your race leader. He's got Aaron Abendroth about a second behind him. It's Kiernan Church in third. Then a little farther back, we've got Tyler Rice with Elliot Carlson not behind in fifth. Chris Reese is right there with him in sixth. Then it's Sam Wetstein all by his lonesome in seventh. We've got a 4-car battle here. John Bennett, Josh Oswald in ninth, William Griffith in 10th, and Brandon Wallace in 11th, all trying to fight to make sure that Corey Bigley does not put them a lap down. And then it's Aaron Ward. He is a lap down in this one. He is currently running in the 12th place position. So Bigley continuing to manage that gap. Still just got to be conscious of saving those tires. Because with all 500 horsepower of these late models, you can burn them off quick. So you just got to be careful. We look now back to Elliot Carlson and Tyler Rice, and this has become a 3-car battle as Chris Reese has now caught them. So Elliot Carlson not only having to try to get by Tyler Rice, but he's also having a fight to hold off Chris Reese. So we will see how this plays out. And right now, Chris Reese is just watching these two battle. He's reeled him in, and now he's just trying to wait for either of them to make a mistake. Still, Elliot Carlson being very patient in this battle with Tyler Rice. Just not pushing the issue when making a pass. Corey Bigley continues to reel in the tail end of the field. Brandon Wallace, William Griffith, his next targets. They're trying their hardest to stay on the lead lap. We'll continue to monitor that, but we look back to Tyler Rice and Elliot Carlson. Chris Reese there as well, the battle for fourth. And if Chris Reese can get by Elliot Carlson, he will be able to break into the top 5. So far, Tyler Rice has just done a great job defending this 4th place position, not giving Elliot Carlson the mistake that he wants, and Corey Bigley is continuing to catch this pack of cars. Can Aaron Abendroth use this as an advantage? And they're side by side up in front of him. This could get interesting. So that's why we've now tuned in to see how Corey Bigley is going to be able to navigate these lap cars. Can Aaron Abendroth take advantage? There's Bigley looking low underneath Sam Wetstein. So now there's one car in between Bigley and Aaron Abendroth. There's Bigley looking low, trying to get by Brandon Wallace, who was trying his hardest to stay on the lead lap. He's holding up Bigley on the bottom. And there we go. He will finally be able to get underneath Wallace. So just as soon as Abendroth got by Wettstein, there's another car in between him and Bigley. Next up on the docket for Corey Bigley, he's got to try to get by William Griffith. Gets underneath the 12. Oh, make a little bit of contact, but no harm. No, oh! Brandon Wallace almost went around. He's able to save it. That was a pucker moment for Aaron Abendroth. He was worried something was going to happen there because that was right near him. So now, after Bigley gets by Griffith, there's once again a car in between him and Aaron Abendroth. The next cars that Bigley will be able to catch is John Bennett and Josh Oswald. They are battling for 7th place right now, trying to get as far away from Corey Bigley as possible. Another driver trying to stay ahead of Bigley is Chris Reese. So Elliott Carlson was able to get by Tyler Rice. Chris Reese able to do so as well. But Tyler not letting Chris get too far ahead. He keeps it close here in this battle for the 5th place spot. But Reese is starting to extend that gap. John Bennett, Tyler Rice continuing to try to run away from Corey Bigley. Chris Reese starting to reel Elliott Carlson back in for the 4th place spot. Tyler Rice, big run down the front stretch. Can he get back by Chris Reese? Looks low, off of 2. Reese will shut the door, but watch out for Tyler Rice. Closer to that back bumper. Rice continuing to keep up that momentum, trying to break back into the top 5. There he is. Down the front stretch, he had a big head of steam, but backs off of the 62. Arctus corner a little bit, gets a nice run off. They are reeling in some lap traffic. That's Aaron Ward. Elliott Carlson will reach him first. And now Corey Bigley is starting to track down Josh Oswald and John Bennett. Those are the next 2 lap cars that he'll have to make it by. There's nobody separating Bigley and Abendroth, so once again, Abendroth could try to use this to his advantage. Looks like he'll have to get by Aaron Ward first. He is able to. Abendroth able to do so as well. Nope, apologies. He still has to make it by Aaron Ward. So now there's a lap car separating Bigley and Abendroth. There's Abendroth down low. Gets by Aaron Ward. So now he is tracking down Josh Oswald for the race lead, or to put him a lap down. Lap traffic, though, always unpredictable. Definitely got to keep a close eye on this one. And Josh Oswald, John Bennett are actively involved in a battle for the 7th place position. So what can Bigley do to get by Oswald and Bennett here? There's Bigley looking underneath Oswald as they head into 1 and 2. 24 laps to go in this one. He gets by him. Now he'll have to make it by John Bennett. So now there is a car in between Bigley and Abendroth. Corey about 2-second lead right now. been flag to flag so far, 23 to go. Corey Bigley. Just a little bit more lap traffic to deal with. Abendroth still has not caught Oswald. There he is, now underneath John Bennett. He makes it by him, and Corey Bigley works through those lap cars, now still 2 seconds ahead of Aaron Abendroth. He's just got to hope for no cautions, and he should be able to close this one out. As we finish out this race, let's do a quick run through the field. Corey Bigley remains your race leader. He's got an almost 3-second lead over Aaron Abendroth. After that, it's Kiernan Church in third. Elliot Carlson is fourth. Chris Reese is fifth, and the last car on the lead lap is Tyler Rice. Then first car lap down is John Bennett in seventh. Josh Oswald is eighth. Brandon Wallace running in the ninth place spot. And Sam Wetstein rounds out your top 10. Aaron Ward is in 11th. And after some issues, William Griffith is on pit road. Not sure what happened there for driver number 12. So 19 laps to go for Corey Bigley. And he will have some more lap traffic to deal with. And it's a battle brewing between Tyler Rice and Chris Reese. And they have some lap traffic to deal with themselves as they both go by Sam Wetstein. They make it by him. So both of these two trying to stay on the lead lap. Rice, big run down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Continues to stay right on the back bumper of the 62. He is there heading into turn number 1. And he's got Corey Bigley trying to put both of them a lap down right behind him. There's Bigley looking low off of 4. Trying to put Rice a lap down. Can't quite get there yet. Almost to his rear quarter panel. Rice holding his own. 15 laps to go now, 14. Bigley continuing to try to make this pass. He can be pretty patient with it. He's got about a 3-second lead over Aaron Abendroth right now. Just got to be careful and make sure that he doesn't get involved in any incident. So Bigley continuing to struggle to get by. Okay, he got by Tyler Rice. Now trying to get by Chris Reese, and he will have put from 5th on back a lap down if he can get by Chris Reese. Gets to his left rear. And it's 10 laps to go for Corey Bigley. He's got about a 3-second lead right now over Aaron Abendroth. Almost 4 seconds, and plenty of lap cars separating them. 4 to be exact. As yes, officially 4 is Bigley able to get clear of Chris Reese. Only 4 cars are on the lead lap, and there may be only 3 if Corey Bigley can reel Elliot Carlson in by the end of this race. So what a dominant performance by Corey Bigley, but there's still battles going on. Tyler Rice and Chris Reese and John Bennett there as well. This is the battle for 5th. Who can get into that top 5 finish there, even if all 3 of these drivers are a lap down? There's at least still a battle for the top 5, even if they cannot battle for the win anymore. So it's Tyler Rice with a big run down the backstretch. Loses some ground there on entry, but arcs this corner, gets a good run off. And keeping it right there on the back bumper of the 62 as they take it through 3 and 4. Watch out for John Bennett as well. Tyler Rice. Just waiting for the right moment. 5 laps to go for Corey Bigley. He's got about a 4.5-second lead over over Aaron Abendroth right now. What a dominant performance for Corey Bigley ever since taking the lead early on. Has just slowly ran away from the rest of the field. Has put all but 4 cars down a lap. And Elliott Carlson may go down a lap here as well, leaving only 3 cars on the lead lap. That would be crazy. Certainly possible. Corey Bigley should have this one in the bag, as long as we don't have a caution or some kind of crazy circumstance like an incident as he's lapping Elliott Carlson. But we look to this battle for 5th. Chris Reese, Tyler Rice. Reese having to navigate some lap traffic, and Aaron Ward. Can Rice take advantage of that? Running way down low on the apron. 2 laps to go now. Oh, Rice into the back bumper of Reese, getting him out of sorts. Rice, ton of momentum down the backstretch. And they're coming to the white flag. Corey Bigley started this one in 2nd, quickly got by Kiernan Church, and since then has just ran away from the rest of the field. He'll finish with about a 5-second lead, and he has put all but 4 cars down a lap. Corey Bigley, for the 2nd time this season, he gets it done here at Stafford. Aaron Abendroth brings it home in 2nd. Here's Kiernan Church down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Crazy that took this long for 3rd place to cross the start-finish line. Kiernan Church brings it home in 3rd. Elliott Carlson 4th. And Chris Reese will round out your top 5. He was able to hold off Tyler Rice there for 5th. Corey Bigley, a big-time performance there for driver 28. We'll show you the feature results so you know where your favorite driver finished. And so now it is time for driver interviews. Let's talk to your top 3 first. Let's have a chat with Kiernan Church. Kiernan, this is Atlan, the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Awesome. Well, good run tonight here at Stafford. I know you had a really good qualifying time. Started on the pole and led the first few laps, but we saw Corey able to eventually get by you, and that also opened the door for Aaron. So you fell to 3rd, and you were kind of in all by yourself for a lot of this race. Ended up finishing 17 seconds behind the leader here in this really long, no cautions at all. I mean, just, walk us through that one and just how this was kind of, seemed like it was a race of endurance.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see a caution free race, and I let them by once Aaron got by me, and I was just gonna follow in line, and I lost a lot of time when I was trying to find my music to change the songs, and I got so far behind that I knew if I tried to catch back up to him, I was gonna burn my tires, and then I would have nothing for him either way. So I just kind of ran cautiously and hoped for a caution so I'd have enough tire at the end to race with him.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a tricky track, very flat, and tires are a factor. So nobody was able to reel you in from 4th, 5th on back. So, I mean, how were you able to stay on that lead lap and just save tires enough?
I just was letting the gap would close in. I would just run slow times and just save the tire a little bit. And then once they closed into a gap, I would open up the gap a little bit and just kind of fluctuate so I didn't overdo it and just really hoped for a caution. Unfortunately, these guys kept it clean.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
I got to thank all the series sponsors, SamAllyCo, Islander, in for you for doing the broadcast. It's nice to go back and watch Jet Designs, everybody at Velocity Motorsports, and Dylan's Karaoke.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the podium tonight, Kieran. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Now, let's pull in your second place finisher, Aaron Abendroth. Aaron, this is Atlan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, good run tonight here at Stafford, bringing it home in the top two. I know started off this race in the top three. You were right behind Corey there for a little bit, got by Kiernan and kept it close with Corey. But once those lap cars hit, the gap started to extend between you and Bigley and ended up finishing 5 seconds behind him. So, caution-free race, really tricky when those happen because you don't really get any breaks to let the tires cool down or let the field get stacked up. So, anything you think you could have done differently to get one spot more?
Just save some more tires. With 25 laps ago, I didn't really have much of a right front left. I didn't want to turn anymore. Corey did a much better job saving tires and getting around those lap cars. So.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky when you start hitting those lap cars, and that's what happens when it goes caution-free. But, Stafford looks really tricky, looks flat as a pancake, and both corners are, not the same. So, what's the key to getting around this place?
Find the right places to hit the apron to get the car to turn, I guess.
Yeah, definitely looked like if you hit it wrong, it could definitely screw up your lap and cost you position. So before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Just all the sponsors that help pay for this league. It's a lot of fun to come out here and race these cars with you guys.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up, Aaron. Have a great night.
Yeah, thanks, you too.
And now let's pull in your winner for the second time this season, Corey Bigley. Corey, this is Atlan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, getting it done for the second time this season and in dominating fashion. Saw you qualified second, ran behind Kiernan for a little bit, but you got by him quick, and after that, you started to extend that gap over Aaron, and then after that, it just continued to snowball, continue to extend that gap, put all but 4 cars down a lap. You were pretty much untouchable in this race. How'd you get it done?
Yeah, first I know on the start you I had to get down quick, and I got myself cleared. I looked down because I seen him, he was there, and the 3 Aaron kind of drove off in there, and I just looked down and I seen, I'm clear to get down, and I knew I had to get the lead because if I got the lead, I knew Kernan was saving a little bit early, but I want to just get the lead and pace myself, and then I get to pace to see what the second place guy was doing, and I just kind of got the lead, and I got out there and I kind of slowed my pace back down when I got out front, and I really wasn't over. I wasn't driving in hard. I was just trying to kind of keep Aaron at pace, so because so he could think he was running me down, because a couple times he would run me down, but I would do that on purpose. So he would see these get to me, just killing his right front tire. And I just, like I said, I know how to play that game when you're out front. Because if I wasn't out front, uh, like I said, it's just hard when you're out front, not out front, but I just had a pace where I wanted, like my number I wanted to pace at, and I just seen it. And then I kind of turned the wick up a little bit. A lap set like 65. I see what I can run. And then I ran like mid 70s. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I kind of slowed my pace back down, and I just waited 10 more laps, and then I picked it to 100% with 25 to go and took off.
Yeah, no, it definitely looked like you had it figured out. The main thing that I was worried about was when you were going to start to catch those lap cars, they can be unpredictable. What was the key to navigating all of those cars? You put everybody but 4 cars down a lap.
You got to be a little patient there also, because it's kind of hard to pass, but I knew I had a little, and then a couple guys moved up, and then I know Tyler Rice is the toughest one to pass, I seen that there. It took me 3 or 4 laps, and it takes a couple because I know it's racing. He's racing to stay on the lead lap. If a caution comes out, that's fine. Because I do that in real. You do that in real life. You try to stay on the lead lap, and I knew he was doing that, and I wouldn't run him over. It's just I just had to kind of just run the apron to pass these guys because that's almost the only way to get by him. And I knew I had enough right front tire, and I could soften in on the bottom and roll by him because I knew the top would hurt the right front tire, and I just rolled enough on the bottom. And then when you get up top, when you get side by side, then I knew you're done, and I can roll by him just patiently. Like I would wait a lap because if I see if I get there, and then I would just take my time getting underneath them, like get a corner that I can get underneath them, and then just time it right, and then we'd race side by side, and then I knew the next corner I would be able to clear them and drive away.
Now, before you go, Corey, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Josh for putting us on. I don't know the sponsor. Is it SamAlly or whatever it is?
Yeah, SamAllyCo.
Yeah, SamAlly. Yeah, that's what is that? Griff. Yeah, Griff for sponsoring the series.
It's Wetstein.
Or Sam Weststein for doing that. For sponsoring series, and just all my VMS guys. Like I said, I've been running really good this year. I've been learning these cars out really quick, like learning really good with these cars. But yeah, I'm happy. It's just I've been on a roll now since the last couple races.
Yeah, no, it's definitely looked like that, and hopefully we'll see you just continuing to keep up that momentum after the Thanksgiving break. So, again, congratulations on the win, Corey. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, you too.
So that will do it for tonight's event one more time. Congratulations to Corey Bigley on his second win of the season. I do want to give a big thank you to league admin Josh Oswald and all of the league admins for all that they do for this league. Definitely keeps it running smoothly. So definitely big shout out to them. And big thank you to SamAllyCo for sponsoring the Late Model Series. Definitely go check out their website, samally.com, for great gifts, especially as the holiday season is rapidly approaching. Definitely got to give a big thank you to you, the viewer, for tuning in to watch tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Kick, as that'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Twitch, 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, 1,000 followers on Twitch, and 500 followers on Kick. Check out our Twitter page, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And check out our Twitter page, Intensity Broad 1. Check out our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There we've got merchandise, our Intensity Broadcasting merchandise, and we can also do custom screen printing for your race team, business, or event. We'd be happy to do that. Now, we are going to be off next weekend, for next week for all series for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we will be back in action on December the 5th. That race will be at New Smyrna, the second to last race of the season. Points battles winding down. Definitely not going to want to miss that, so turn on your notification bell so you do not miss when we go live. I'm Matt Liatman, least on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.